Liability will increase.
No, in case of losses, see, by simple logic, what is a liability?
The sum which we have to pay back.
The sum you have to pay back to somebody. The losses, will you pay back to somebody at a later date?
No.
No. You said the profit increases capital, so by the same logic, losses should
Decrease the capital.
decrease the capital. So accordingly, either you will add in the capital or you will subtract from capital in the balance sheet. These are the only two options depending on the profit. This is what you will do in case of sole trader business or partnership business. How about company? You should have some vague idea about the company. A lot of people subscribe to its shares. All of them are known as shareholders. And if the company has suffered losses, what should happen to their shares? How will this loss be distributed amongst them? Or how will the profit be distributed amongst them?
Share price will decrease.
Normally share price will decrease. But how will this be shared by them? See, if there is a profit, companies pay dividend to shareholders. Listen to it carefully. If there is a profit, companies share their profit amongst their shareholders and they call it as dividend. In case of losses, company does not pay dividend. All these things I am talking about is ordinarily. I'll come to you immediately about the exceptions. So in case there is a loss, company does not pay any dividend, and usually, once again I am saying it doesn't happen always, but usually share prices go down. Now I am leaving you with some questions. Take out a piece of paper and a pen. Note down. In case there are losses in a limited company, can the company still pay dividend to shareholders? If there are losses in the company, can company still pay dividend to shareholders? Have you noted down?
Yes, sir.
Aisha, can you repeat what have you noted down? Aisha, are you there?
So which Aisha are you talking about? Because there are two Aishas.
Okay. Anyone who has picked up the mic first? Aisha Khan.
Yes, sir.
Read it
So
loudly.
if
What
there,
I do?
yes, sir. If there are losses in the company, can the company still give dividend to its shareholder?
Write down another question, number 2. Write down number 2. Are there some examples wherein companies continuously suffered losses year after year, still its share prices did not go down? Are there some examples wherein company continued to suffer losses year after year, but still share prices continued to rise? Share prices did not fall. Yes, Farheen, can you repeat what I have said? Farheen Rashid.
Yes, sir, I used to put some lines or missing. If there are losses in the company, then they say after that I'm not able to write.
If there are continuously losses in the company, but still share prices have gone up, are there some examples like this? This is what the question was. Company has continuously been suffering from losses, but still its share prices have gone up. Are there any examples like this? Have you noted down this also? What you have to do, I'll let you know. Okay, what you have to do, I'll let you know through WhatsApp group message. For the time being, let me proceed. So these were the only question with respect to this closing entries. If there are still questions with respect to closing entries, I'll further clarify. Then I'll go on to explain to you about the opening entries. Yes, please. Yes, Varis.
Can we take the system computer example for the second question?
No,
Because
Well, wait for the time being. Wait for the time being. I'll let you know what is to be done. See, there are certain answers. Sorry, there are certain questions for which answers can be given in the group, but there are certain questions for which answers should not be given in the group. And let the individuals work out and then come up with the answers. All right. Any question on closing entries, or shall we start today's session and explain to you about the opening entries? Look at the accounting cycle. How does it take place? How do you complete it? This is about a company which is in existence for more than 1 year, at least for more than 1 year. Before it starts its operations, before it starts recording days entries, let us say on 1st of January, it will first pass opening entries. How will it pass? I'll explain to you in the next slide. So once opening entries are passed, then transactions take place, documentation is completed. We have already explained yesterday what is the name of the document. Journal entries are passed, ledger is prepared, trial balance is prepared, then closing entries are passed. Here we are. This is what I need to explain to you today. Once closing entries are passed, profit loss account and balance sheet is prepared, adjustment entries are made, and once again profit loss account and balance sheet is prepared, and again in the next year opening entries will be passed. This is how the cycle will be completed. We are here at serial number 7 today. Part of it I have explained to you earlier also, but that was a draft only. Final thing will take place here when we reach at serial number 10. So where we are now at serial number 7, which is appearing on your screen. Let me explain to you in the next slide. What do we do? Adjustment entries will be taken up later. This is about the opening entries. There will be no balance in profit loss account. Wherever you don't agree, just raise your question. Will there be a balance in the profit loss account or no? Either yes or no. You should not remain silent. Will there be a balance in profit and loss account or no?
No. Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. What will be the balance? Somebody said yes. See, when you prepare profit loss account, on one side you write revenue, on the other side you write expenses. Difference between the two will either be profit or loss. What do you do with that profit or loss? Is it a balance, or it is sent, or it is transferred somewhere else?
You transfer it to balance sheet, sir.
Transferred to capital account. Once you transfer it to capital account, there will be no balance. Correct? Both sides will be equal. The balancing figure will be transferred to balance sheet. It will either be added to capital or it will be subtracted from capital. This is about the sole trader or partnership. In case of a company, something else happens, which I will talk about later. In case of a company, I'll explain it to you later. For the time being, let's stay here only, that there will be no balance in profit and loss account. I have just explained here excess of revenue over expenses. That is, if revenues are more than expenses or vice versa, will be added to or subtracted from capital. How about the company? I'll explain it to you later. Now, balances of assets, liabilities, and capital accounts will be carried forward to the next accounting period. Now, forget about the accounting as a language of business. In simple terms, tell me, why should this be done? Why? I have just written here what I said, that balances of these accounts will be carried forward to the next accounting period. First you explain to me in an ordinary language, then I'll tell you how is it or how can this be talked about in accounting language.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, your voice is very disturbing today, sir, because your surround sound is more than your sound.
Shall I reduce, maybe lower down the mic?
Sir, surrounding sound is more than yours.
But
Maybe
surrounding
you are not using any
no,
headphone.
No, I have just 1 second. I have totally closed everything. So I'm not listening to anything.
Sir, when you are moving, your laptop is making a lot of noise.
Is it
Yes,
fine
sir.
now?
Like this. Yes, sir. This is
No,
not.
no, let me, it's good that you reminded. Let me put it somewhere else. Let me put it on a table.
Okay.
Is it okay now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fine, fine. I'll
Yes,
leave
sir.
it in this status only. In this,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
it will remain like this. So the question was, the balances in assets, liabilities, and capital account will be carried forward to the next accounting period. Why should we do so? Just try to explain with the help of ordinary language, not in accounting language.
Because we have to carry the business for long time.
Okay, any other answer? Okay, perhaps your answer will come if I ask you further question. What are you carrying forward to the next year? Say liabilities. Why should we carry forward liabilities to the next year? Because we need to pay these people in future. If not now, after a day, a week, a month, or 15 days, or whatever. Same is true for your assets also. Some of the assets, say debtors, you will receive money from them. So unless you carry forward the old accounting records, how would you receive them in the next year? Say last year somebody bought goods from you for 1 lakh rupees. So that somebody is your debtor. He paid 30,000 in the last accounting period. So 70,000 is his balance. So next year on 1st of January, he buys another goods for 10,000. So now how much he has to pay? 70 of last year and 10 of this year. So you will come to know of 70 of last year only once his balance has been carried forward to the next accounting period. So this is the reason why we carry forward all balances of assets and liabilities. What do? Ledger of all accounts will be opened for all assets, all capital, all liabilities. There will be as many ledger accounts as there are heads of account. So what all ledgers will be opened? Can you tell me now in the next year? Name some of the ledgers which will be opened in the next year. Yes, come on.
So cash,
Account,
Yes, go ahead. Cash.
bank,
purchases,
purchase, sale, goods.
bills,
Wait, hold on. Will you open the ledger of purchases also in the next accounting period?
No, sir, no purchase sales, only stock of goods.
Because you will not, because the purchase has been closed in the last year only. Purchase is an expense. So last year you have taken the difference between expenses and income, and that point has been closed. What you bought last year doesn't matter. Will you consider that in the calculation of profit or loss account? You will not. Once again, read it what I have written. Balances of assets account, liabilities account, and capital account will be opened. So purchase does not belong to any of these three heads. Therefore, we will open the accounts of only all assets, capital, and liability. So the account of cash will be opened, bank will be opened, opening balance, then furniture, machinery, stock of goods, accounts of all debtors, accounts of all creditors. These are some of the examples. Can you give some more uncommon examples for which accounts are to be opened in the next session, in the next accounting year?
Sir, outstanding expenses.
Yes, outstanding expenses as also prepaid expenses. So those of you who are not in accounting should recall what are outstanding expenses. Expenses which are payable at a later date. So because it is a liability, so its opening entry, opening account balance will be carried forward to the next accounting period. Similarly, expenses paid in advance or revenues received in advance, anything which is a liability, anything which is an asset, you will open. Then each ledger will have an opening balance. Write it here, look at it here. There will be as many heads as there are assets and liabilities. There will be as many ledgers. Then next line I am writing, each ledger will have an opening balance. All ledgers belonging to, I have written blank here, will start with balance on, once again I have written here a blank side. Now let me take some examples. Suppose you are opening balance of cash account. You are opening ledger of cash account. So which side you will write its balance? Debit side or credit side?
Debit.
Why will you write to the debit side?
Asset. Because
it is an asset. Okay. How about bank overdraft? Which side will you write?
Credit side.
Credit side. Why on credit side?
So liability.
Because it is a liability. That means whatever balances you have as on 31st December, whatever balances you have as on 31st December, all balances will be carried forward to 1st of January, and all of them will fall either on debit side or on credit side. So what do you do? All balances of debit assets you open in debit side, account of A, account of B, account of C, account of Z, all you open. Depending on the balance the account has, you will write either in debit side or on the credit side. What will happen? Ultimately, all total of debit balances will be equal to all total of credit expenses. The procedure that we adopt is that we open an account. Let us say we open cash account. So we have debit side, credit side. On debit side, you will write to balance BT. If you are opening the account of expenses payable, then you will write on credit side by balance BT. So all balances which you will open will fall either on debit side or on credit side in such a way the total of all balances debit will be equal to total of all balances given in the credit side. Why should it happen? It is happening because you are taking these balances from balance sheet, and your balance sheet, both sides of your balance sheet were equal, that is left hand side and right hand side, or debit side and credit side. So this is how we make opening entries. Once we make opening entries, then we enter the transactions. After entering the transactions for the next year or next week or next month, we again classify them. That is, we prepare ledger, we prepare trial balance, and once again the process continues. So before I explain to you adjustment entries, if there is any doubt up to this stage, I can explain to you. Do you have any doubt in opening entries? If not, I'll go ahead. If there is no doubt, I'll go ahead. Now, before I go ahead, I wish to talk to you something about the feedback that I have received. Still, several of you, I have exact record with me, several of you have not responded to the feedback I asked. And those of you who have responded was really very good. Lot of things, a lot of stuff can be improved. Lot of stuff can be improved once we, I am just taking note of what all you have said and will summarize, and wherever, am I audible to you now correctly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'll edit something. I'll maybe change something which some of you have suggested, and very rightly you have suggested, and perhaps it will lead to further improvement. One such suggestion which I wish to start implementing from today, or maybe at least start the process of implementing it today, is that I'm posting in the posting a question. Look at the question carefully in the chat box and reply accordingly. What you have to do, in case you are from commerce, in case you are from commerce, you write yes, I am from commerce. If not, you write no, I am not from commerce. So I am just writing it here. Write yes if you are from commerce. Write no if you are not. Now take a few seconds and finish it. I have just posted it. Look at this posting. Look at this. I have what I have mentioned in the chat box. Start writing as soon as you can. Yes, no, yes, no. As soon as possible, just write it.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So in case we are from commerce, but we are not good at accounting.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'll post another question. Even if you're not, thus, even if you're not good account, if you are not good at account, you will definitely be knowing a lot of things which these people may be hearing for the first time, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now it should not take that long. You just need to write yes or no. All it takes is 5 seconds. Okay. Fine. I'll analyze this data. And then take it further. Maybe I'll put it on the Google Doc or something for taking your further suggestions. So that Google Doc perhaps can do it on its own easily. Now we proceed and go on to this data I have collected. Now stop writing. Now we go on to where we were what we were discussing. So if the opening entry subject matter is over and you have understood, I'll proceed and explain to you about the adjustment entries. Now adjustment entries, first I'll explain to you meaning, and then I'll illustrate how do we go about doing so. There are certain changes, certain adjustments that are to be made in accounting even after our draft balance sheet is over. But naturally all this will be done within 31st December only. These entries should not be understood as some kind of error or some kind of fraud, but these are necessarily, or these perhaps cannot be done prior to the completion of a draft balance sheet. It is a kind of necessity that simultaneously these cannot be done. These are taken together only and only after draft balance sheet is ready. Now what are those adjustment entries? For example, just I give you one common example of this closing stock. So naturally closing stock you will come to know only once the accounting period is over, or let us say depreciation on some assets. So depreciation is charged as a percentage, 10%, 15, 20, 30%. So that 30% will be calculated on balance of an asset. So that balance you will come to know only at the end of accounting period. So percentage will be applied only once we are clear about the value of asset as on a particular date. Similarly, if for example somebody says the manager will be given a 10% commission of profit, so 10% of profit will be given to a general manager. How do you calculate 10% of profit unless you know how much is the profit? So for calculation of profit, you will make profit and loss account. So there are several entries which we can do only if our accounts are ready at least in draft form. So these are all examples of adjustment entries, or this is the meaning of adjustment entries. How do we do so? How do we record them? This I am explaining to you in the subsequent slides. Now look at this slide which is appearing on your screen. Explanation of adjustment entries. Ideally, a journal entry is recorded for every adjustment entry. This is what the procedure which is adopted in the companies. But here I will perhaps suggest you a little bit of shortcut, and then I'll go ahead. So ideally, a journal entry is recorded for every adjustment, is to be posted to ledger, then taken to trial balance, and accordingly it is taken to balance sheet. Just like the normal process. I have given you certain examples. If you look at earlier here, adjustment entries. What are the common examples that I have given here? Closing stock, depreciation, expenses payable, expenses paid in advance. What is the other name for these expenses paid in advance? Prepaid expenses, or maybe revenues received in advance, or provisions, etc., etc. These are all common examples of adjustment entries. How do we pass them? This is what I am explaining to you in this slide. Starting with closing stock. Now closing stock will be available in the company in the form of units. If you are dealing in laptop, so you will have 1000, 2000, 15, 20, whatever are the numbers, laptops with you. If you are dealing in furnitures, you may have several chairs. If you are dealing in mobile phones, you will have several mobile phones. But naturally, mobile phones or watches or laptop cannot be written in the balance sheet. What do you write in the balance sheet? Do you write number of laptops or their value?
So value.
Value means at least basically you can have two values, one at which you can sell and one at which you bought or you manufactured. Suppose a company is in trading business, so it is buying laptops and selling. It is buying for 50 and let us say selling for 60. Buying for 50 and selling at 60,000. Just assume a simple example. So when it writes figure, it has got 100 laptops. Should it multiply this 100 laptops by 60 or by 50?
So 50.
Okay. Why not 60?
Because sir, the sale price is not certain. You may sell at 60 or 50 or 40. That
You mean to say sales price is not certain. You may sell for 60, you may sell for 55 also. Okay. Let me put the question in a different way. You are buying it at 50, but currently for some reasons you are selling it at 45. Will you write 45? Will you multiply it by 45 or 50 or 60?
So with 50.
You will multiply it by 50. Okay. No. Now let me tell you the rule. The rule is cost price or market price. Listen to it once again. Cost price or market price, whichever is lower, whichever is less. So you will take into consideration one of the two, whichever is lesser. In the earlier example, you will record it at 50. In the next example I gave you, you will record it at 45 because cost price or market price, whichever is lower. This comes in wave of one of the conventions. Which convention do you think is guiding you here?
the conservatism.
Any other answer?
Convention. Cost convention.
Cost or
Sir, conservatism, sir.
conservatism or any other? Or one of the two will be correct. So think over it and then come up with an answer. One of the two will be correct. Let us say which one is correct, cost or conservatism?
Cost convention.
Conservatism.
Conservatism. Okay. Think over it again and come up with a firm answer. And by the way, these will be in case we go for multiple choice question answers in your test or an examination. These will be the kind of questions that I usually ask you. There will be nothing, absolutely nothing, which we should be asked in the examination and has not been discussed. If you listen to them carefully, will be more or less these questions only. I'll give you a situation and will ask you which convention, or in the light of which convention you have taken a decision. Or earlier I told you that which of these accounts will always have a debit balance. Why is it we are doing so? So you will have your questions and more or less in this format only. So if you have listened to all the lessons carefully, there should be no problem in securing reasonably good marks. I proceed. Leaving you with the question, I proceed. I may come up with an answer immediately, but I am giving you some time to think over it. Okay. Now depreciation is another example of adjustment entries. So when we pass, I have given entries also. When we, make adjustment entry for depreciation, we pass this entry. We debit depreciation account and we credit assets account. Are you clear that why I have made this entry? Is this entry correct? Depreciation, you must be knowing its meaning. When you buy an asset, with the passage of time, because of several reasons, its value decreases. And law provides you, gives you permission that whenever there is a decrease, not whenever, it comes up with certain rule, every year this amount can be written as your expense. When you write anything as an expense, your profit decreases, and accordingly your tax liability also decreases. So you are writing depreciation as an expense. So with this, your tax liability will decrease. Why tax liability will decrease? Because your profit will decrease. So depreciation being an expense will be debited. And once the depreciation is charged on any asset, the value of asset decreases. So decrease in asset is to be credited. So for every adjustment entry, for every recording any adjustment, an entry is passed. Now this is general entry, it will be transferred to ledger. This will go to the depreciation account, this will go to the assets account, and accordingly the further process which I have explained to you in the form of accounting cycle will follow. One more example is expenses payable. So when you write expenses payable, we write expenses debit. When I say expense, whichever is expense payable, you will name that expense. If salary is payable, so instead of expenses, you will write here salary. If wages are payable, you will write here wages. If let us say advertisement expenses are payable, you will write here advertisement. So several examples of expenses I have given you. So whichever expenses are payable, you will write the name of expenses. In credit, you will write expenses payable. Expense will be debited. Expenses payable will be credited. This I am. Same would be the case with expenses paid in advance, revenue received in advance, provisions made. For everything I have written this one. Now see, suppose provisions, you are making provisions of debtors. There may be some debtors may not pay. So we debit reserve for doubtful debts and credit debtors account. Why do we so? Because it is a loss. Losses reduce our capital, therefore debited. For losses in terms of nominal example, losses are debited. Debtors account, debtors are our assets are decreasing, therefore these will be credited. Can you think of the guiding convention here? Which convention is guiding you?
Conservative.
Yes, you are right, conservative.
Conservative.
You are right, conservatism is guiding here. If somebody does not agree with his answers, I can give him a further clarification. But if you all agree, I can proceed. Okay. Now we move on to the next slide. Now, what is the heading of this slide? What is the heading of this
Illustration
slide?
of adjustment entries.
What is the heading of this slide?
Explanation.
Explanation. Can you see the difference between the word explanation and illustration? What is the difference between the two? Look at both slides one after the other. Tell me the difference between these two words, explanation and illustration. Let me also tell you why I am insisting, rather asking you the difference between these two. This is a common error, common mistake that the students commit in the examination. When they get reduced marks, lesser marks than their expectations, it is only because of this common problem. If I am asking you, if the examiner is asking you to illustrate, that means you have to assume certain figures, certain facts and figures, and show it in the form like I have shown in this slide. The earlier one is explanation. You are explaining something. Here you are writing, you are explaining with the help of certain examples. You are illustrating with the help of certain data. So whenever illustration is asked, it has to appear like this, and whenever explanation is asked, it has to appear like this. What students normally do, they are asked to illustrate, but they write explanation. So naturally they get lesser marks than they expect. So this is illustration. What is this illustration all about? This is about this is about the adjustment entries, illustration of adjustment entries. Before I go on, let me take one more step. Now, am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
If I'm audible, okay. If I'm audible to all of you, take another 5 seconds and write yes in the chat box. Write yes in the chat box. Razeen, are you around?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Farheen. Farheen Rashid.
Yes, sir.
Nadeem Ahmad.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Ali Haris.
Yes, sir.
How about Talha?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Albab. अल्बाब देखिए छोड़ करके कहीं चाय वाय पीने चले गए जेब में मोबाइल डाल करके। देखो अल्बाब कहाँ हो तुम? देखिए अल्बाब होते तो बोलते। अब उन्होंने फोन दे रखा होगा अपनी बहन को कि देखो भाई वो तुम अपना कहीं चाय वाय पी रहे होंगे बैठ करके। अल्बाब चलिए कोई बात नहीं, देखता हूँ। जैद हैं या गायब हो गए? जैद MIB4 नहीं है। जैद इज नॉट अवेलेबल। हमजा खान।
Yes, sir.
जोर से बोलो।
Yes, sir.
तुम्हारा एनरोलमेंट नंबर क्या है?
Sir, roll number 60 है मुझे।
वो तो मुझे मालूम, एनरोलमेंट नंबर क्या है?
Sir, वो नहीं मालूम मुझे।
वो नहीं मालूम है, कोई बात नहीं। ये ऋषभ है मौजूद या नहीं है?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rishabh.
ऋषभ
Rishabh.
ऋषभ
Yes,
भारद्वाज।
sir. Yes, sir.
चलो ठीक है। The purpose is over, for which I wanted to make sure that you are physically as well as mentally present here. Now let me explain to you. Let me illustrate the closing entries. First closing entries. Now let us come to the liability side. This is your profit loss account, and this is your balance sheet. In profit loss account, in debit side you write all expenses. So one of the expenses you wrote was salary. Now salary was 50,000. Salary is 50,000 and outstanding salaries are 10,000. That is salary is yet to be paid. So in the current year, how much salaries will you include? 60,000. 50 that you have already paid, 10 which are yet to be paid. People have worked but you have not paid. So this figure will finally go to the final figures, that is 60,000. But at the same time, this 10,000 which you have to pay is your liability. What is this 10,000? Is your liability. So you are showing in the liability side also 10,000. I have marked it with different, this marks with different legends. So dollar sign I have put here, dollar sign I have put here. Means this 10,000 will be recorded here. At the same time this 10,000 will also be recorded here. I have put an asterisk here. That mark of asterisk 25,000 you are recording here. 25,000 you will be recording here also, this asterisk. Somewhere I have put in this number sign, this hash, and hash you will find somewhere else also. This hash paid in advance 5,000. This is the hash that I have mentioned here. So what does it mean? Whatever you are writing in one statement, that is profit loss account, it has to be written in another statement also. I'll repeat. Adjustment entries will be reflected, will be seen, will be available in both these statements, profit loss account and balance sheet, in both these statements. One in profit loss account, second in balance sheet. For example, I have written here closing stock. So once closing stock we are writing here, again it will be written in the balance sheet also. Now I explain to you reason for each. Salaries were 50, outstanding were 10. So in the current year expenses have become 60. But this 10 is our liability, therefore we are writing in the liability side. Take the example of rent. Rent paid was 70, but out of the 70, 5,000 belongs to the next accounting year. I have written rent paid in advance. So this is to be subtracted. Why subtracted? Because only 65 belong to current year and remaining belongs to the next accounting year. Which convention is guiding you here? I need your answer. Rent for the current year you paid was 70. Out of the 70, 5,000 belongs to the next accounting period. Therefore, we have subtracted and written 65 here. According to which
Periodicity.
sorry,
So periodicity.
periodicity. Okay. Any other example? Sorry, any other answer?
Matching concept.
Matching concept. Good.
Matching concept, sir.
Sorry. Is this matching for periodicity or something else? Materiality. Or any other basis? Okay. Okay. Then I think what you should do, just take a few seconds, write your answer here. Which one is it? Materiality or matching or conservative or whatever you wish. Just write here in the chat box. Write your answer. For example, Lalit has written matching, Rajat matching, but don't go by popular vote or something like KBC. If you are convinced, write with whatever you are convinced. So it appears that you are going in KBC like the popular vote or whatever is the correct word for that. Audience poll. Okay. I'll tell you what is the correct answer. But here, because we are coming to almost closer to this thing, let me first complete all, then I'll once again ask you another question. All these questions that I'm asking you are based on the text which we have already covered long ago. See, prepaid expenses. So 5,000 we wrote subtracted here and 5,000 we have shown here. Reserve for bad and doubtful debts. Reserve for bad and doubtful debts. It is our loss, therefore we are showing in profit and loss account. At the same time, we are subtracting it from our debtors. Look here, 6,000 we have written here, 6,000 we have written here also. And sign is there, and sign is there. So just so that it becomes easier for you to relate, where has this been recorded subsequently? This you record here, subsequently it has been recorded here. We have recorded it here, dollar sign. We have recorded dollar sign here. We have recorded hash sign here. We have recorded hash sign once again somewhere. Let me check where we have recorded it here. This hash sign. Let me put it in the bracket so that it becomes more clearer. So each entry you have written in profit loss account, and once again you have written in one or the other side of balance sheet. Why do we do so? Why do we record it at two places? Why are we recording it at two places?
So duality concept.
Duality concept. Okay, good, duality concept. Why is it that once we are recording in profit loss account and when we are recording in balance sheet, why cannot we record it? Or maybe is it possible to record it both times or two times because of the duality concept in profit loss account, or two times only in balance sheet? Is it possible? Here, if you have understood the concept of equation thoroughly, if you are thoroughly clear about the concept of equation, you will be able to answer it correctly. I'll repeat the question. Why is it that in all the four examples, as on date, there are 4 or 5 examples currently I have illustrated. Once you have recorded in profit loss account and second time you have recorded in the balance sheet. The question I asked you was, is it possible because of duality? Your answer is correct. Because of duality, we are recording it twice. And once in the balance sheet and another time or second time in profit loss account, or first in profit loss account, second time in balance sheet. Is it possible that both entries are made on in only one statement, that is in profit loss account. Is it possible or not?
No, sir, because in profit loss account only expenses.
Okay.
No, sir.
Because the time is almost over, you need to join another class. So you can leave the meeting. You can leave the meeting and join another class. I'll take up